Well, happy Saturday, everybody, and good afternoon. This is the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show on the Psychic Spectrum Radio Network. I'm Skip.
And I'm Sha'ron, the Princess of Chocolate and Sparkles. And we're here today. It's chilly out there today.
Yes, it is.
It's a little bit chilly, yeah. So we're having a day of not so hot, but kind of, it's nice. It's just you got to put a little jacket on, to go out there. But other than that, it's a nice weekend I think we got coming here. And
definitely do. And
we got the mukbang tonight, and we got done with Ask the Psychic last night, and everything's going smooth.
Smooth, yes. And I see that we have a special guest today. His name is Phil Gonzales, and I see he's in the studio with us here. We'll bring him on in a little bit after we get some housekeeping done.
And what's Philip going to do?
Philip is going to talk about his specialty, which is CBD oil. Because we've had a lot of conversation about it recently. We're going to talk about this. We're going to let you know some information about what it really is, what it can and can't do, and how it can and can't possibly help. However, we're also going to do and reveal some things that personal for us with CBD oil.
Really?
So, yes, I want to educate people.
Hear that.
I want to educate people on CBD oil. I want to make sure they understand the options that are out there and if there is any benefit to CBD oil or not. So, let's get some housekeeping done so we can get to our guest today, okay?
Well, we got to say hi to Wendy.
Wendy.
Beautiful big
from
sky
Kentucky.
in Montana.
Montana,
dear.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Big sky.
Yeah, big sky.
Montana. Okay, so
V's
Wendy.
on, and Elaine's on from Auburn.
And V is in...
Don't tell me.
I can't remember myself.
You wrote it down.
Oh, did I?
Oh, why is she... Minnesota.
No.
Wisconsin.
I think it's like New Hampshire or something. Yeah, it's New Hampshire, maybe.
No. Yeah. No. It's Delaware.
Delaware, yes.
That's where it is.
That's right.
Yeah. Woo! This gets to be a challenge every week.
All right.
Oh, shoot. So anyway, and to hi to all our peeps, north, south, east, and west, and the ones from the showcase, and to Johnny Dollar in New York, and Iceman, and Mike for him checking in Tuesday.
Idaho.
That was good to know he's still there and running around. Mm-hmm. And also to John in Tacoma.
Yes.
And hope he's doing well and staying warm on this kind of chilly day.
So numerologically, today is the 27th.
Yes.
And what does it add up to?
That is a 3-day. I love 3 days, and I love them on weekends. Because a 3-day on a weekend means communication, fun, creativity, so you can maybe work on your hobbies or do something creative.
That's right.
Work in your flower beds, paint a picture, I don't know, but...
Go shopping.
That's good. And, it's just a fun day. 3 days are really great for being around people and doing events and fun things like that.
I think it will be.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a stone for today? Because I didn't get a picture of it.
No, you didn't, but I think you have one. If you kept it, did you keep the old ones?
Some of them.
Okay, well, it's carnelian for today because I thought it would kind of fit with what the 3-day represents. And it's all about vitality, confidence, and sexuality.
I don't have carnelian.
You don't?
People
you
can
have.
Google it.
Well, it's a beautiful orangish red stone.
It's for what again?
Vitality, confidence, and sexuality. So since it's a 3-day, good day to communicate, maybe be a little creative, do whatever you want.
Maybe I got to buy a pound of that stuff and keep it on me. So
I got some somewhere. I have so many stones. I don't know where they all are anymore because when we move, I pack them and I keep finding things all the time. I go, that's where that went.
Yeah.
But it's a 3-day. And then the affirmation I have to go with the 3-day is, you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
Angry people want to see how powerful they are.
Mm-hmm.
Loving people want to see how powerful you are.
Well, that's true.
I think that's a good one. I like that. I don't like my picture freezing up, but I can't do a thing about it. Although we're narrowing it down. We talked to a guy and he thinks it might be the video card too. So we're just going to have to go get a new video card and see if that fixes the problem.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
So did we get your housekeeping out of the way?
Yes, we did.
All right.
Yeah, see, I'm quick. Except for the card pull.
Let's talk about...
You want to do that later?
Yeah, we'll save that.
Okay, so it's time for Phil?
Yes, I think so. We're going to bring in our guest here in just a minute.
Okay.
And I want to recap the topic today, we have a guest speaker who is a specialist in this, and we are going to talk about CBD oil. So it's not just the CBD oil that itself helps, but there's also some things that could be added to it that Phil uses.
He's the guru.
Phil Gonzales. Phil is a expert on CBD oil firsthand from personal knowledge, and his background helps him with doing things. I do want to stress, number one, Phil is not an MD. He is not a doctor.
Neither are we.
Neither are we. We don't. Phil does not profess to be a doctor in any way. Never has, but he has a vast amount of knowledge and experience with CBD oil.
Yes.
Okay, and so all I can tell you is that the best thing that you can do is just listen to Phil today, make up your own mind, and if you feel like contacting him, whether it's for you or someone you know that could use it. Because we have referred many people to him over the years. And
that many,
maybe even a few more. But they have phenomenal results, okay? And I have seen people who lived a lot longer and are still alive. Some of them have passed, but lived a lot longer and are still going strong using CBD oil.
Well, now, that's in the case of them having something. Just because you take CBD, that don't mean you're going to live to be 107.
No, but it doesn't mean you're not either.
No, it doesn't.
We don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
So when I'm 107 and you're 106, we'll talk about it.
We'll never be 107 and 106.
I know.
You could be 107. I'll be 109.
Okay. Well, by then, CBD oil won't help you when you reach 109. All right. So anyhow, I'm going to bring Phil in with us. So let's click on this. There he is. Mr. Phil, how are you?
Poor Phil.
I'm doing fabulous.
Yeah, good. You look good.
Yeah, you look good.
So
looks like you need, dinner with us. And we got to go out again.
Yeah. Yes, we have to.
We can find a day off. Listen, Phil, I want to bring you into this to, first of all, introduce yourself. So Phil is, like I said, he has firsthand knowledge and experience with this CBD oil on a personal level, which you'll hear about in a little bit. And Phil, why don't you tell people a little bit about how you got involved with CBD oil? Let's take it from the beginning for people.
Okay, the reason I got involved with CBD oil is because my wife had got stage 4 breast cancer, HER2 negative breast cancer. And at that point, I let her know, don't worry, we're going to take care of this. But I also used to work in hospitals and in clinics and things like that. So I have experience with Western medicine. And I knew basically what they were going to do. So I started doing some studying, and I studied 5 hours a night, at least 5 hours a night to 2 a.m. in the morning, until I could find something that was going to help my wife. Now, the thing is when they told her she had stage 4 breast cancer, not only did she have stage 4 breast cancer, but it metastasized in her brain and her liver. So they told her, you have to start chemo right away. At that point, I had started studying about CBD, and I had told her, because she was used to Western medicine, I was used to Western medicine, I had told her, we'll see what Western medicine can do for you. And if at some point it doesn't seem to be working, then we'll try the method that I had came up with. Well, I started studying it, and there's a gentleman by the name of Rick Simpson. He was from Canada, and he started using it first to cure himself from skin cancer, and then he started helping other people. I kind of took his model and made it a little bit different, okay? And after about After about 15 months of my wife going through chemotherapy and radiation and all the bad things that it does for your body, breaks down your joints and what have you, I had initially, when I started, made something that they call a topical oil. And I had to make it strong enough so, because my wife said, I want to work. I'm too young to retire, because even at some point, they had told her, you can get Social Security and you can retire with her cancer. But I said, so I gave her the topical oil that I made, tested it. If it wasn't strong enough, I made it stronger and stronger and stronger, as strong as I could get it. And that helped her because she continued to work unless she had a surgery or something. So what happened was, after about 11 months, the doctors told her, and they had told her once before, that to get your affairs in order. And that really meant we feel like we can't do anything. So the doctors came back from a seminar or conference, and they told her in August of 2016, she had acquired cancer in May of 2015. And they told her in August of 2016 that they couldn't do anything. Her cancer was too aggressive. When they did her double mastectomy, they took 31 lymph nodes out of her left side. That tells you pretty much, that was a lot of cancer there. Anyway, so I decided at that point, because my wife looked pretty weak at that point. I'd never seen her that weak before. So I made what I call a tincture. And like I said, it was mimicked off the Rick Simpson oil. And I made it liquid form, because Rick Simpson is paste form. I made it liquid form. And I gave it to her. Within 3 weeks, 3/4 of her pain was gone. When you have cancer, you take a PET scan every 3 months. That way they can evaluate where your cancer is at, or the numbers for your cancer. 3 months later, when they took her PET scan, they told her, well, it doesn't look as bad as it was before. And the only thing they said is, because she had 5 weeks of radiation, we have to keep an eye on the scar tissue within the lung, because that could cause some cancer or something that would annoy her later. So 3.5 months later, or close to 4 months, they had to put in a breast, because at that time they did her double mastectomy and they tried to put in breast. The radiation had burned her skin so bad that one of the breasts kept coming out. It kept opening up the skin.
God.
So at this time, the plastic surgeon had to go in and put the last breast in, and then they checked all the skin and everything, and she was cancer free. And that was a total of 7 months at the point when the doctor had told her that she was going to die to get your affairs in order. So that's how I got into this. My wife said, well, I said, okay, we're good. I helped you. And then I used to have bone spurs and arthritis in my shoulders. And I had taken this and they went away in 3 months. Don't know what happened to them. But anyway, my wife said, you have to share this with people. I said, I didn't make it to share it. I made it for you and for me. So she said I had to share it. And I said, okay, I would agree. I would make it affordable for people, of everyone. And as of to date, I have helped many people with many different types of cancer, many challenges, many illnesses. And I've been doing this for about seven years now. So I have a good base of knowledge, because I keep a database of all the people that I help and what I use to help them. And so I can look back with people who had the same type of illness or challenge, and I have a starting point where I can help them at, depending upon what their pain level is, depending upon the circumstances. Everything has to be dependent upon the client and all the specifics of the client. Like I said, like a lot of times the stores sell it one size fits all. This isn't a one size fits all. It has to be specific to whatever challenge you have. And then a lot of other things have to be looked at. You have to look at the medications that a person is taking. What are the secondary effects of them? So you have to understand what the secondary effects are, and then you have to understand what you're going to target first, okay? Because a lot of times, a lot of people in America, they have the reason why the number one disease is pain. They have pain, okay? A lot of times anxiety comes from pain, depression comes from pain. A lot of times you have to target the pain. Sometimes it's sleep because you're not getting no sleep, so your body don't rest, it don't heal itself. So you got to target the sleep. So you got to really get the specifics, understand the detail, and that's how I do my work. So I can really understand you and make it specific for you.
And one thing that I've impressed me when we met you, that I've watched you do over the years, is that you customize, as you were saying, you customize the dosage and the type of CBD oil that each person needs based on, like you said, their medicine, their symptoms, their ailment, whatever it is, and you customize it and you fit it. And not only that, but when I first started taking it from you, you said you were going to follow up with me in about a week, and you did. And then you followed up again, and I started thinking, is this guy, because I didn't know you at all, and I thought, is this guy just being a pain in the ass or what? And I found out that no, this man's really concerned.
He's a cute pain in the ass, though.
Yeah. He's really concerned, and he's very knowledgeable, and I'm seeing results, and I was impressed with just the product, but then I was impressed with you and the follow-up and the care that you provide each person based on all of your experience with the background in the medical area and your knowledge of the product itself and how you created and developed and refined this thing. And so,
and you got to remember too, at the time he was started this whole thing, he was still working.
And he's still working.
40-hour-a-week job, and then he included that, and still took the time to care that much to call back and get the feedback. So that's dedication right there.
And I want to tell people who are listening live and the people who will listen to this broadcast later on the archives, because we have a lot of people that can't catch us live, but they go back and listen to it and watch the show. But I want to tell people, when I first took your product, I couldn't hold a hammer. I would drop a screw gun. I would drop the screwdriver, the hammer, whatever. My grip was gone from arthritis. Okay. And now I'm back to bowling. I bowl, and I can use tools. And
you don't drop the ball.
I don't drop the ball. Yeah. So it's amazing that what this product has done just for me alone. And on top of that, I want to go back and give an example from the very first night I met you. We were at a mutual friend's house. We didn't know each other at all. There was a group of people. We sat down and we listened to you talk about your CBD oil. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, another snake oil. Yeah. And
that's my husband.
That's me. I'm a doubter. I need to see proof. And so you said at the end of your discussion, you said, does anybody here have a pain somewhere? And I thought, yeah, I've got one. My neck was hurting. So you gave out little samples on a cotton ball. You put some of the topical oil on. I rubbed it on the neck. Within 30 seconds, it was gone. And I thought, this can't be. This is not real. So then I tried another spot on my hand.
Your thumb, I think.
That's my thumb. And within 30 seconds, it was gone. And I turned around and I looked at my wife and I said, we got to get some of this stuff. And so I went from a non-believer to a believer almost immediately. And haven't looked back. Then we got some of your the what do you call it? The tincture that
The
you take
tincture.
internally.
Mhm.
And what impressed me the most is I got the bottle, I started taking it, and I thought, I wonder if this guy's just making this thing up and there's something to it. Yeah, but what's the deal? Maybe I can get it cheaper. So I went to some pot shops. I know of three that I remember, three that I went to, and I asked them all about their CBD oil. They couldn't answer a question. They couldn't tell me what was in it. They couldn't tell me how strong it was. They couldn't tell me how pure it was. They couldn't tell me how much to take, except drink this vial every day. Drink a vial, one vial of this stuff. And the vials
That
cost,
wasn't worth a day. That wasn't once a day. You had to do it twice a day, I
yes,
believe.
and the vials, yeah, and the
That's what
vials
Kim said.
they cost me $75 and up, and it lasted. The product that I would have got lasted, I think it was 3 weeks. But your product was, when it comes down to it, price wise, it was like your product lasted almost 3 months, and it's like for less than the price of what they were selling for 3 weeks. And
Plus, you
then,
don't take a vial, you take 2 drops.
well, that's the thing. And when I started taking yours, I took 3 drops a day, 3 drops from an eyedropper, sublingual, and it means under the tongue, and that was it. And it's like, boy, what a difference in what the the pot shops are selling out there with, not just the product itself, but the knowledge, and to be able to say, yeah, take this one for this or take that for that. They're just selling CBD oil, period, no matter what. And it was not pure. It was not as strong as what you give, and it wasn't organically produced, which is one thing that you do. There's no chemicals added. It's organically produced. And that's what really impressed me. And then at that point, because we had our radio show on AM radio at the time, we started telling people about Phil's CBD oil that Phil and Sheila produce. And so my personal experience is this stuff really works, and I want people to get on it. Now, let's talk about some of the people, Phil. One person I'm going to talk about in particular, she had brain cancer. Okay. And she was told what did she tell you? She said they told her she had how long to live?
It was 5 months.
Yeah,
5
5
months.
months. I remember that. Yeah.
This lady lived 5 years longer, and the only reason that the cancer came back was because she stopped taking her maintenance dose of the product.
Yeah.
And she passed away, which we're very sorry. We miss her, but that's one of the examples of the people. Now, how about you give us some examples of the persons that you've treated that we've referred to you, or even other people?
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, let me say that one is a topical oil, which you put on the surface of a pain, like carpal tunnel or arthritis in your fingers. You could put 1 drop, rub your hands together, and your hands will loosen up within 2 minutes, and you'll start feeling the difference. And the reason why is because your nerves are inflamed, and what the oil does, it goes and penetrates down to the nerve level, and it loosens that up. It reduces the inflammation, and that's why you can move your fingers again. So the other one is a tincture. Now, I have to tell you that I believe that usually a tincture can work on 90% of the people. There's going to be that 10% maybe that is allergic to plant material or for some other reason, okay? But the thing is that my guesstimate is about 90%. So some of the people that I'm working with, actually I'm working with a number of folks with stage 4 cancer, liver cancer, and esophagus cancer and colon cancer. And usually the normal period for trying to help somebody with cancer, because you got to understand one thing. I'm helping them with one product, and the doctor is helping them with other products. They're helping them with their experimental chemo treatments. So we don't know what kind of damage that causes. I know what the product does because I've seen it many times. And a person usually can be in remission, and I can't guarantee this, but I can tell you in most cases it's been 6 to 7 months. Okay, just like you seen with Charlie, another gentleman that had cancer that you knew. So some of the cases that I have, I'm currently working with a person who's quadriplegic. He's been quadriplegic for about 14 years. And I'm going to tell you some of the challenges that I face. So when I give my product out, I check in with you every 2 weeks. Usually your doctor is going to check in with you once every 2 months. But I check in with you every 2 weeks because I want to make sure that the product is working. And there's ways that I can tell that the product is working correctly. Once you get accustomed to taking the product and starts working, I don't have to check in with you no more because you have gained that knowledge. But for most people, they don't have the knowledge of it. I know, like I said, certain things when it starts working. So that's why I call people every 2 weeks or 3 weeks in determining what the next step will be. So I have a gentleman, he's quadriplegic, and I'll just tell you some of the challenges that I face. His challenge was that he could not sleep at night. He would stay up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep. And it was causing him during the day to be tired. Okay. Now that's the first thing they explained to me. So what I did is I targeted him to go to sleep. Okay. After about a week and a half, 2 weeks, he still wasn't going to sleep. So I was wondering why. Well, I had to get a schedule of what medication he takes and what other things that he does. Well, this young man was used to taking gummy bears, and he was taking a Stativa gummy bear, which when you take a Stativa product, it normally hypes you up and keeps you awake. So we had to make some adjustments to his schedule. Once I found that out, I asked him to adjust that. Don't take that at night because that's what's causing you to stay awake. Okay, and I'm working with him now to see how he's resting, and he seems to, some of the pain has gone away, and that's what kept him up most of the night. So that's starting to work, but it's a work in progress, and that's why I do check in with people. There's cases where I had a young boy who had leukemia. After 2 years of taking my product, basically that's all that he did extra is take my product. His leukemia was gone. But let me tell you some of the nuances that can happen. I believe when you take this product, some people do not have to take it for life. If it's pain, sometimes the pain can go away and then it won't come back. But if you have some type of other challenge that is greater, like cancer, you might have to take a maintenance dose. It's a lower dose, but just to keep your body, to reduce the inflammation in your body so things don't get perked up again. And the gentleman with, the young man with leukemia, his leukemia came back. I had told his mother about him taking a maintenance version, but she didn't want to do that. So now I'm helping him again, with the leukemia again. But I can tell you, folks who have cancer, I have helped people with cancer and they take a maintenance version. And for instance, when my wife got cancer, she takes her version. Her cancer has not returned. She works today. Well, she just called me up. She said some people didn't show up for work. It's a holiday weekend. So she has to work overtime. So she's got to work. So she's working from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. And people who see her don't even believe she had cancer because I made a lot of things based on her. I made the topical oil based on her. I made the tincture. I made face cream because when she was having radiation, it would burn through her skin and her skin would open up. Now, it didn't burn on her face. It burned through the skin, so she can cover it up. But the one thing she told me, she says, I can work but I don't want to look sick where people start questioning me.
Mm.
So what happened was she had got black eyes from the cancer. Her eyes just turned around her eyes. It was black. So I made a special cream out of the product, and it took all that away. And now I have people that use this face cream, and I call it anti-aging face cream because I have seen it help a lot of people smooth things out. And I have a special customer who had her face burnt. And I'll tell you, her face looks beautiful today after 2 years of using it. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Well,
hey, wait a minute.
Oh.
Since you brought that up, Phil, could that help burn victims?
It helped this burn victim. I can't say everyone, but it helped her face smooth out because the product contains all natural products. It contains coconut butter, shea butter, all the things that you read about that help your skin get smooth and take care of the wrinkles. But it also has the marijuana in there that also is helps with inflammation and things like that on your skin.
I was just thinking, a burn victim, their skin's tight, so if it could help it stay more
elasticized,
mutable,
yeah,
it might help. I was just thinking outside the box.
Well, I have a lot of people that take this who have discoloration in their skin, or even young girls who have pimples. It takes away the pimples. Now,
where were you when I was 20?
But I do have a new client that her face is somewhat red from inflammation. So this is this is a new client that just started a week ago, and she has a special cream that I made for her, and we're still in progress right now. I'll be checking with her in about a week and seeing how her face looks and determining, what. In other words, so the person puts on the product once a day, but they might have to do it once a day and at night because of maybe all the inflammation to the skin, because her face was really red. So
kind of like rosella or whatever they call it, or rosacea, whatever it is. Yeah, well, if you could help that's great.
Let's change gears for a second.
That burn victim thing kind of got my attention,
So we've talked about skin, okay? We've talked about cancer. We've talked about sleep problems from your quadriplegic client. What other things does CBD oil that you've worked on with people? What other things can it help?
Well, it works
arthritis, number one for me.
Right. It works with pain. Back pain, neck pain. It works sometimes with knee pain, shin pain. Sometimes people get neuropathy on their feet. The topical oil can help with that. Okay. Because I had a person who had neuropathy on their feet, and it would hurt sometimes because the blood was not getting through. So it caused your feet to get numb, and then that would hurt and get cold. So the topical oil, I used it for her, and that helped her with neuropathy. A lot of things that people have is just pain. The only one thing that I know that it won't work with, if you have in the shoulder, when you have a tear in your shoulder, it will not work with that, a tear in the shoulder. You're going to have to get that fixed. They're going to have to do surgery and get that fixed because the tear in the shoulder is constantly moving, and it will not work with that. You can try the topical oil, will give it some relief, but every time that shoulder moves, it's going to hurt unless it gets fixed medically.
It's re-injuring itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now those are products. That's the product. You have the topical, which is an oil. You have the tincture, which is the internal drops. You have the face creams and that kind of thing that you've made up. Skin creams, I should say.
Skin creams.
Not just the face. But let's talk one step further here. I have been to your house. I have seen your dogs, and Phil's dog, one of them is an older dog and developed cancer, correct?
No, it's a younger dog developed cancer. The older dog became deaf.
Became deaf, yeah. Okay,
Does it help with the hearing?
so let me tell people this. Phil went to work and started developing one of his products for animals. And I have seen the dog before, and I saw the dog after, and it's like you would not recognize this dog ever had anything wrong with it. It's like.
But he also gave us an update just yesterday about his dog.
Yeah, what?
Well, he can say it.
Okay, go ahead, Phil. Say it.
So my dog got cancer in January last year, and we took him to the veterinarian, and they took his blood, and she started getting tumors on her body. Mm-hmm. So what happened was, so I immediately started her on a tincture for dogs. Okay, and we just had the dog biopsied just the beginning of May, about the 5th of May, and she has no cancer.
Isn't that something?
The dog was limping. She used to like to run and chase the ball, but she couldn't do that because her leg was hurting her and she was limping. She's outside running and chasing the ball now. The older dog that is deaf, she's 16 years old. Wow. She's deaf. Her problem was she was a little bit heavy. She was on the heavy side. I started her on the tincture. She has lost weight, and I believe what she had is just bad arthritis in her legs. But now she's moving around a lot better, and like everybody, my dog is like my children, and I have to take care of them, and that's what I do. But I've helped a lot of dogs before where the owner says, well, they're not getting up. I think it's their legs. And they started on the tincture, and it helped them, get off their, help them with arthritis, help them with different things. I'm going to put it this way. Dogs, pets are kind of like humans. They're not quite like humans. Mm-hmm. But my dogs act like they're kids. So, but you can see when they're hurting. You can see when they're not feeling good. Right. You can see all that, and I'm so happy because my dog is my little princess. I call her my princess.
Now, I got to clarify this because maybe I'm wrong, but tell me, if you don't, for an animal, you don't take the formula that you've created for people, you don't take that and just give it to your dog or your whatever, right?
No, I use so by trade I'm an analyst. I analyze everything. So what I do is it's some of the same formula, but then other things are not put into it with animals. It's actually a lot of it is just the straight natural medicine. Because the dogs can tell when there's other things in a product. For instance, I'll give you an example. If it's a person, I will stick Rose's lime juice or apple cider vinegar to offset the taste. Because what you're getting straight medicine. This is straight medicine. There's nothing else put into it. Okay? With a dog, they don't like those tastes. So I have to give them the straight medicine straight, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I put it on their treat and they eat it.
Oh, clever. Okay.
So what?
He puts it on the treat.
Oh, the treat.
He gives them the treat. Okay, so now that's with dogs. Have you had any experience with working with cats? Because one of our listeners typed in that her cat or a cat is itching his face and having sores. Tried everything. Okay, so
wonder if that's yeast or something.
I don't know. But have you had an experience with other than dogs?
Yeah, I had a person with a cat that was on your show, I think the last time. They emailed me, they texted me, and I gave them stuff. And I have had cats that have done better. I have all animals. I mean, I believe all animals can take this. But when you start getting down to a certain poundage, you got to watch how much you give a person, animal, because the difference is if an animal is up to 40 pounds or lower than 40 pounds, I give them a certain dose because it's based on their weight. If a pound is 180 pounds to 200 pounds, then I give them a certain amount. They're like a human, their poundage. So you gotta look at the poundage and how much you give. Just like if I would help, just like the man that was the young man that had leukemia. He was only 6 years old. So I had to understand what his weight was and give him something according to his weight. That way it's not too strong for him, and it just does what it needs to do.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, let's talk about the big question. A lot of people have a fear. Some of them are rightfully a fear, but the fear is that if I take this product and I have to take a urine test for work or legal reasons or so whatever, will it show up in the urine test?
If you take a tincture, that is going to show up. Okay. If you have a federal job, that's going to show up. Most states are legalized, so they don't care. Like Washington State, they don't care because they're legalizing. Okay, for recreational and medicinal use.
Mm-hmm.
With a topical oil, because you're putting so minimal, you're only putting a drop or two, doesn't show up. I have never had anybody that had with a topical oil say there was an indication that anything happened where it showed up on a test or anything. Okay. Because you're using a minimal amount. You're not using a whole drop of fluid. You're just using a 1 drop or 2 drops just to take care of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking an eyedropper drop.
Right.
It's little.
Yes, very, very small
Plus, it does not make you high.
Well, that's the next topic I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that's the other concern.
People think if I take marijuana product, I'm going to get high. And can you explain that?
Okay, so it's the way it's processed and made. That's why people get high with taking this type of product when it's sometimes made at from the store or somewhere else. My product doesn't get you high because it's the way it's processed. A lot of it is the heat that it goes under, for processing it. But it doesn't make you loopy or anything like that. Out of all the people that I've helped, and I have helped hundreds of people, there was only one person that said they felt a little loopy. Only one person. And she was a nurse. So that was unusual for me because I never had anybody that told me that.
Mm-hmm. And the product that I researched when I went to the 3 different pot shops to check this stuff out, I said, so do I get high from this? Because at yours, you said right from the start, you don't get high. And I'm like, how can you do that? But I went and checked with the pot shops, and one of the guys says, "Oh yeah, man, you're gonna get high." He says, "You're gonna have a good evening." And I'm thinking, not that way. I'm not. But
well, you got to remember, a lot of people go to those pot shops.
Yeah.
Especially the younger people. That's what they want to do. They want to get
right.
high. So that doesn't matter to them. But you'll find that the older people, older mature people, most of them don't want to get high, and that's why mine doesn't make you high, because I'm not making it for recreational. This is made to help you. This is made to target specific challenges that a person has.
It's an actual medicine. And,
right.
Okay, which is something else that I wrote a note here I wanted to clear up. There's Western medicine, there's Eastern medicine, but there's also natural medicines, okay? Mm-hmm. And Native American medicines. herbals and
this
things
is-
like that.
This is a plant that is natural,
Mhm.
as there are many other plants in this universe that have medicinal purposes.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like oil of origerine and all that good stuff.
So
you
when
know?
we say
Rose hips,
medicines,
you
the
name
word
it.
yeah, when we say the word medicine, I want to caution people, don't get in your mind and think, oh, these are pills and
Yeah.
they come from a pharmacy. There's medicine that comes from many different forms.
Oh yeah.
And this is a natural
Well, that's what
form.
herbalists do.
Right.
Right. And there's natural medicine like cinnamon,
Cinnamon
clove, rosemary. All
you
these
name
things
it,
are
yeah.
all natural medicines. And sometimes I mix some of the natural medicines in with a tincture, depending upon what a person has.
Uh-huh.
But so the way things work, as far as that type of world, there's what you call terpenes. A lot of people who have studied this in Israel and even Europe, there's all these different terpenes. There's a whole bunch of terpenes, okay? They discovered about 12 of them, okay? You got CBN, which helps target sleep. You got CBA, and a lot of times you hear this CBG. A lot of times what they do is they help with certain types of challenges that a person has. So what I do sometimes is I'll mix in, for instance, if I'm going to make a tincture for somebody to get rest, naturally that would be indica tincture. What I might do, depending upon how bad the rest the person is getting, I might stick 1,000 milligrams of CBN in there to help the person sleep. Because normally what you'll find at the stores, they'll sell CBN or they sell different things like that too as well. Or the companies online, they sell it as well, you know, in tinctures. But what I do is if a person's coming to me and they have pain and they can't sleep, well, first of all, I need to target the pain, okay? Secondly, maybe I can help them with the sleep as well.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the newest thing that they found with the terpene is called CBG. CBG helps with a lot of different things. It helps with anxiety. It does help with cancer, bowel syndrome, a number of things that it helps with. So that has also been an additive that I help people. And one, for instance, a gentleman that you know that has he has anxiety attacks. Okay, not only does he have anxiety attacks, but he also last year he told me that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. So anxiety attacks that were taken care of with the normal CBD. I added CBG, and now it helps him with the Parkinson's. And he tells me every time, make sure mine has the CBG in there. And I add in the CBG in there. Mm-hmm. And it helps with his Parkinson's. That's what he tells me. It helps with his Parkinson's, and you witness that.
Yeah. Definitely.
There has been a lot of research done, or people have put on Facebook and the YouTube, whatever, where they have with Parkinson's, you know, you get the shakes and stuff. That the CBD actually helped that. It calmed them down.
Yes.
Yeah. There's, you know, because you got to understand what are the challenges. Either you have neurology or neurological disorders, okay, and a person could have that from an accident or different circumstances. That's different than having Parkinson's. Okay, so you really got to distinguish what a person has. What are we really targeting? And that's why I do make the calls. That's a lot of times when I interview somebody, it's a half an hour. They don't pay for that. I don't ask them to pay for that.
Yeah, I know it's free. The consultation.
Normal. When you go to a place, they'll charge you for it. They'll charge you for that time. I don't charge you. I'm here to help people. One day I hope to have when everything is legalized, I hope to have a clinic that I can help low-income people free. Mm-hmm. You know, that's my view. That's my sight. And I hope it comes true. But with the government and everything, we never know.
Yeah,
I know.
It's politics.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I mean, we've known you long enough to know you've helped people with diabetes, cancer, Parkinson's. Uh, what's the other one?
Pain.
High blood pressure.
Pain,
High
high blood
blood
pressure,
pressure.
yeah, all that stuff. But I
Mhm.
mean, it's amazing how that stuff. I mean, does it help everybody? No, there are some people it just don't work. Why, we don't know. But
Right.
most people, it definitely helps them.
You know,
Yes, it definitely helps
I
them.
mean, it helps them to the point where they know a difference if they don't take it. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And that's how you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Normally it starts helping people.
That gets so good and feel so good, they go, I don't need it anymore. And then they get sick again.
Right. That's the problem. When you go to a doctor's office and they give you, you're being treated for high blood pressure, they're going to give you that medication until you don't have it no more, unless you don't have it no more. But you're going
Yeah.
to continue to take the medication. Just because you feel good, don't mean that you stop taking it. You can stop taking it, and all of a sudden you're going back to where you were at. We
And
don't know why.
I know two people that you know
Mhm.
and we knew that did that, got to feeling really good, and then they thought, I don't need it anymore. And then they got it back and died,
mhm.
Yeah,
you know?
Didn't
and
take their
that
maintenance dose.
and that's what I try to tell people when I'm working with them, that you have to understand, when you take this product, like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to take it for life. But when you're dealing with serious challenges like cancer and everything,
Yeah.
you got to realize, when you go to a doctor, you're going to be taking pills for life. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be taking
Doses are
something to
needed.
try to keep it away. And the same goes with this. You need to take a certain level. It's going to be maybe half a level that you're normally taking, just to keep the inflammation out of your body. And that's
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, because a lot of things happens from inflammation. Anxiety, you'll find that when you have anxiety, you're stressed, all of a sudden you say that person has cancer because it brought it out. We have cancer in us, but it brought it out.
Mhm.
So,
True.
so what you have to do is you have to take what I call a maintenance version, and that's a small price to pay for life.
Sure.
It is. You're right.
You're
But
gonna-
I mean, people have to go into it knowing this is not a miracle cure all. You may have to take a maintenance dose, and so what? If that keeps you alive and healthy and well,
Right.
it's worth it. You know.
The main thing is quality of life. That's what
Yeah.
the main thing here is. If I can get to a person where they have a quality of life and they can operate somewhat like you used to,
Yeah.
that's quality for them. Because you'll find a lot of elderly people, they start getting arthritis in their hands, their back hurts, this happens. So they're not able to go out and garden. They don't feel like it because they get anxiety. So then they don't do nothing but sit in the house. That's what
Yeah.
happens. Okay.
That's what he
But
was doing. He didn't want to build anything. He didn't want to fix anything because he knew he couldn't hold anything to get it done. So I'm glad you took it. It worked.
Yeah.
And look at the stuff that you've done.
Yeah, that's true.
You still got to finish my bathroom, but other than that,
well, like I said, a lot of elderly people, they stop doing stuff because they just hurt. And the main thing is try to get them to stop hurting so they can go back doing things that they used to love to do. Okay, even if it's a little bit of the things they love to do, that'll take that anxiety. When you get anxiety and depression, it shows on your face, to your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, your kids. That shows. And when you're moody, it very well shows. Okay, because you're in a mood, you're not in a good mood. And a lot of times that happens with a lot of elderly people because they're in pain, And for me, my objective is to get them into a quality of life where they feel good about themselves and they feel good about what they're doing,
Well, and
feel like they're part of society still.
I'm 71. Okay, I'm retired, but I bowl one night a week, and I have to say this: I'm not a good bowler, but I can hold my own. Well, barely, but I can hold my own in the league competition. But I want to say this: I'm 71 years old, and when I'm done bowling, the only reason I can bowl is because of your product. When I'm done bowling for the night, I feel good. I've exercised, I've stretched everything in my body, and I actually feel good. And yes, So I'm 71. I'm tired when I'm done.
Well, you
And
have other complications.
right, I have heart problems.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyhow, I feel good. I feel like I've done something, and without your product, I wouldn't be able to do that. I can guarantee
Yeah,
that.
I do agree with that.
So the stuff's amazing. But let's talk about distribution.
Oh
We
yeah, no, like you can't go outside the U.S., right?
Yeah, you can't ship your product outside the U.S.
No.
No.
Okay, and it's just there's legal things that
Yeah.
some countries it's not allowable.
Yeah,
Now,
it's not allowable. That's it's a big offense. It's considered drugs, you know,
right,
in other
right.
countries.
Can you ship it to Canada?
No, because it's still another country. I can
Right.
ship it anywhere in the United States. I have shipped it to Hawaii, you know, but I can't nowhere out of the United States.
Okay.
It's considered a drug. Even though Canada has legalized it, you know, I haven't checked Canada. I take that back. I haven't checked for Canada, but I know U.S. Customs will stop it.
Yeah.
You know, because I had this woman was Japanese and she wanted to ship it to a friend of hers in Japan because it worked for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she shipped it, and the U.S. Customs came back. No, you can't ship this.
Oh, well, we know now, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah, so we're not trying to break any, you know, the thing is, we're not trying to break any laws. We're not trying to break any rules.
No.
The main thing for me, if I can get it to you in the United States, I have people in Florida, New York, I have people all over that use this. Okay.
and if somebody, well, back that, I'm going to say this differently. If we have a lot of people in Europe that watch this show, and I'm amazed because today they may be on here watching,
Yeah,
but
they
they
might
haven't
be.
said hi to us and let us know
Well,
they're
that's
here,
okay.
which is fine. But my point is this: my point is that even though you can't get your product to them, you might be able to educate them on what they could look for in their side of the world, okay, wherever they're at.
Yes,
And
because
they could seek it locally, but you could give them some advice and information.
yeah, if a person wants advice as to they're in a different country and they want to know what to take, there is some countries like Europe that, oh, I know all over Europe they have this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can get
Mm-hmm.
it from Holland, you can get it from Europe, anywhere in Europe pretty much. Well,
Now,
maybe not anywhere, but most places in Europe. You
will
can
it
get
be
it.
the same? Will it be the same consistency as yours?
What you know, I could guide a person if they're there, tell them how to possibly make the product. Not, I won't tell them my make of the product, but tell a person, yeah, because normally they figure out the levels in milligrams. So that's United States. A lot of times the companies, they send it into a lab. They get so they can figure out, okay, this batch is 500 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams, 1,500 milligrams. I could basically tell them what amount of milligram they would use. You know.
Have you ever thought about putting out, like for a certain amount, they would have to pay for your lodging and plane, whatever, and have you go over and actually show them,
Ooh, wouldn't that be good?
So that you could educate people in different countries to make it in their own country? Like a seminar type thing?
I have thought about it, but I think there's, I don't know, I think there's a lot of knowledge out there already.
Oh.
You know, I think in different countries.
Well, in that case, then say I'm from France, and I could call and say, "Do you know how to get it in France?" Could you actually maybe direct them in a certain way to go to get something that's comparable to yours?
I don't know if it will be comparable. I mean, a lot of times you can look up on the internet and you can find things. And like I said, I'm sure in Europe there's plentiful, and in Canada as well. But I can't tell you if that's going to be the same consistency because, and I'll put it this way: when you get mine, it's straight resin from a plant. Okay, There's nothing else put into it. Maybe a little bit of Rose's lime juice or a little apple cider vinegar to offset the taste. That's the only thing that's put into it. It's straight resin. So you're getting straight medicine. And
That's
it's like,
true. That's true.
you know, the pharmaceuticals, when they take stuff from plants, they take extracts and they just put them all together, and they do the same thing in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Okay, now I got a final question for you from one of our listeners, and her name is Wendy, and she's in Montana, and she said, does a potential client need to arrange for an appointment with you? And go ahead.
What they would do is they would just call me, and if I wasn't available at that time, I would call them back.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be appointment, but if they want to make an appointment, I can do that too as well, as to a particular time frame.
And in the what? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, are you putting his information up on the website so people can go there?
It's on our website.
Oh, it's on the website. Mm-hmm. Okay, then you can go there to get the phone number and the email and all that stuff.
Or do you want to give your phone number out online here?
Yeah, you can give my phone number out online.
I'll let you go ahead.
We don't have a number.
I don't have my glasses on and I can't read it.
My direct number is 253-297-7074. And you can call me usually up to about, I would say about 8 o'clock at night. That's Pacific Standard Time. Normally, if you call me after that, I will get back with you the next day. And if a person calls me, I take that seriously, because people don't usually take the next step unless they're really serious about a challenge that they're having. And I take that, I take that personable, because if you're confident enough to work with me, that's a commitment from me that I have to give to you too, as well. I have to find every way possible to take care of what challenge you have. And sometimes, and I'll give you an example. I talked to you the other day, and you had a person named Patty call me, right? Mm-hmm. And she was having bed sores, and that was bed sores. So that was the problem. Okay. I looked up for her something that she can use. That wasn't my product. That was a product that she can buy in Walgreens. And I told her what to use. I told her what to use. I said, this is a product, unless I make something for you, this is a product that's already made and you can use it. And it says that it will take care of this. And that doesn't bother me to do that. Because, like I said, I'm here to try to help people. I mean, I can't devote all my time, but, I don't mind helping people as long as they get a quality of life.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So
once again, 253-297-7074.
Yes.
So Patty should be happy, because I did a little bit of research and found out what can help her, and
yeah. Well, good. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, Phil, this has been very informative. We've kept you on here for quite a while, but I'm going to post this video, not right away, but I'm going to post it on our website with a link that people can go and watch this and find out all the information. And we'll tell people moving forward that they can go and check out you and your interview here, but they can also contact you. And again, if people want to look at this on our website, go to the Psychic Spectrum Radio Show tab, click on that, and then scroll down and you'll find Phil and Sheila's phone number there.
Yes, we have to thank Sheila for going through what she went through to get this out to the public, and also say hi to her.
Skip, I just want to say one thing, and for people to know online, I only do this personally. If you call me, I'm gonna work for you. Okay, but I don't do this for everybody. Okay, because I couldn't do it for the masses. But if I can help the people that really are really serious about needing help, if I can help them, that's what it's about for me. It's not about trying to help the masses. I help people individually.
Good.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Why try to help people that are not going to listen to you or believe you or give it a shot? No, you want people that are serious. I agree.
So, Oh, go ahead.
One thing that I didn't mention is, and I'll say it real quick. I helped a gentleman who was 80. He was 85 years old at the time. He had Alzheimer's. He was a Vietnam veteran. He had
Oh,
Alzheimer's.
you telling us about him? Yeah.
He could barely walk with a walker. He couldn't even turn with his walker. He only had one-line sentences. When I started helping him, within like 2 months, this man was going to the bathroom by himself, walking by himself to the bathroom. Within 3 months, he was having conversations. I can tell you that man, he's been with me for about 1.5 years. He is sharp. He is sharp as a tick today. You can ask him about things. What I do is I go over sometimes and I visit him.
Yeah.
Play older songs for him. And I said, hey, do you know the words to that song? You know, just try to get him to think a little bit, more. And he remembers some of them, but not all of them. But that's expected. But I can tell you that he knows the people around him. He knows about current events because he looks at the news, and for me, considering where he was, whereas he only had one-word sentences like yes, no. Now he has sentences, and for his daughter, she's just thrilled about it. She said this is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. It's like getting your father back.
Yeah.
Well,
I have to say, one time when I visited you at your house, you showed me the videos of him.
Yeah.
Pictures before and after. And I was like, wow, what a difference. Yeah. I saw that.
Well, she sent me videos every 2 weeks of him, of how well he's getting.
Wow.
And
can you imagine how many older people are in nursing homes and that just need something like that to bring the spark back to their life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have dementia and they have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
I say that this stuff works with that.
Yeah.
Because of the people that I work with.
I mean, they may not ever get 100%, but if they get to be 85%, my gosh, that's a human again.
Even 50%. They can communicate and enjoy life with their kids, their family.
Oh, gee.
It's all about quality of life. It's all about the quality that, sometimes families write a person off when they have dementia or something like that.
Yeah.
You got to give a person a chance. I tell everybody, if you have a challenge and this is your challenge, or you have different challenges, if you haven't tried it, try one bottle, just one bottle. You're going to know, because it lasts you 3 months or 3.5 months. You're going to know whether you feel better or you're doing better or not. That's all you have to try. One bottle.
And it won't take 3 months to figure it out.
Usually starts working. Yeah. Usually starts working in a week to 2 weeks. You start seeing differences.
Of course, and then you've always got the ones. We have a friend who his knees are killing him. He can't bowl. Knees hurt so bad. Mm-hmm. And we brought a bottle of his of the topical, and we said, you want to try some, and he says, I'll try anything at this point. So we put it on his knees, and he bowled. He said he couldn't believe it. Right? He said it had to be that. So then he bought the bottle because Skip had one. Well, I think you went and got it from him.
Yeah, I went and got it from Phil.
And so he bought it, and we saw him the next week, and said, "Well, how's it going?" And he says, "It didn't help. It was just in the mind." And I thought, you didn't give it a decent shot.
The thing is, his wife is a nurse, a nurse. She's retired. Was a nurse.
Yeah. Didn't
believe in it.
Yeah.
So he didn't use it.
That's probably what happened.
And it's like, okay, whatever you say, but the night that he took it, the man bowled the highest game, in fact, the higher series for all 3 games that he'd ever bowled in his life.
So, I don't know the whole story, but they either said, forget it, it's all in your head because you thought it would work, or maybe, I don't know. But it's too bad he doesn't bowl.
I can tell you, it's not in your head. When a person, like a person with arthritis in their hands, they put that one drop in there, they're going to feel their hands loosen up. They're going to be moving their hands.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't just keep using the bottle.
You got to give it a fair shot, but you got to try the whole bottle. If you get one bottle, you try the whole bottle. Yeah. And if it doesn't work for you, I understand. But if it does work for you, you understand.
Exactly. Right. I wish he would just try it. But I guess, you can't make people do it,
No.
And so that's why I think you're doing it the right way. You're helping people one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it gives me great pleasure to help one person at a time, to
Yeah,
understand
I bet it
challenges. But I what you call go deep. I have to know what you're really facing, so I can, because I do research on it. I do research.
Yeah.
I come back to you. And I say, this is the research that I found that normally helps a person or doesn't help a person.
Yeah.
And I said, this is what I'm going to do, and that's normally what I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we certainly got the information out to people, and they can only listen and use it and possibly try it or get it to one of their family members or friends that would possibly help. But I hope that they do, and I hope that people contact you. But like I say, we're going to post this on the website. We'll get the word out even more.
But I
believe in it.
And you have to totally understand that it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for the majority.
Yeah, vast majority. Yeah. So, but Phil, thank you for being with us. I appreciate
really good
it.
Session, really good session.
And say hello to Sheila and tell her we're thinking about her. And
since she's working overtime, you should take her out to dinner.
Well, no, that's overtime of the dinner. She won't want to eat at that time.
Oh, we'll take her out for breakfast the next day.
She's got to go back to work at 5.
Oh, geez.
Oh, man.
Oh, that poor girl.
She's been on vacation. She's been on vacation for 3 weeks.
Oh,
but you got to remember, we're talking about this and joking about it.
Yeah, she was supposed to die.
She was told she was going to die. And this has been how many years later? 7?
Well, 2016 is when they told her she was going to die.
7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's working overtime.
Bless her.
And she looked. You would not tell by looking at her that she was ever sick.
No, she was a healthy person. I'll tell you.
All right,
Bless
Phil.
her heart.
We're going to call it a day. We appreciate you being with us. And if anybody has any questions, they can ask us or they can call you.
Yeah.
253-297-7074. And it's called SP3 CBD Oil.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank Phil.
Thank you.
We will talk with you later, okay?
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Phil and his CBD oil.
Wendy has a question.
Well, there's another question up here, too. So now that we're...
Well, there was Jeannie's question. That was the only one,
Jeannie with the cat.
Right there, yeah. We don't...
I honestly... I get very little on this, but I think it's what do you call it? Environmental. It's either the food or something she's allergic to. She could be rubbing up against a plant. Could be eating the plant, the leaves or something. I don't know.
Could she be itching? Could she be nervous, anxiety, and itching?
No,
I don't know.
This feels
I don't know that much about a cat.
To me.
So it's environmental. So it could be the shampoo or the soap or any of that stuff, right?
But I also want to say hi to Elaine because she joined in.
Yes,
Maggie joined in.
And Mort's on.
And Jeannie and Mort is with us.
Yes,
and
we ought to see Mort tonight because, he bought a mug. But
yes,
it's not there yet because we finally got him. We got to ship him out now.
But you can still join us. But Crystal's with us, Sarah, and
Wendy.
Let's see. Anybody else there? Okay, so now we go down to that next question. Oh, wait, first.
Why does that phone number thing say there was an error?
Because you can't put a phone number on Twitch.
Oh.
Twitch says it's an error.
I gotcha. Okay.
But it's out on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, good.
Crystal made a comment about Phil's product. She says, yes, the external topical spray oil works great, and it only takes a couple of drops. And she says, I just unscrewed the spray attachment, and I use it by the drop.
Oh.
Cool.
There you go.
Because he comes in a little spritzer, a spray bottle, and then you can also take that off and the cap off and use it.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
And then Wendy has a question here. She says, I have been working at the family homestead. I feel ancestors with me. I think I hear them, but don't know what they are saying. Well, and that's
a common thing.
I was going to say it's normal. You say common, same thing.
Well, but it's normal common because, I don't know. Somehow maybe their voice is not as loud as ours is. Sometimes you actually hear them just like they're talking to you. But most times it's like a whisperish thing. And if you don't, I even have trouble hearing them.
And not saying you never will, Wendy, but you're not a medium. Okay,
Yeah.
you could learn to tune into that. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, but you could learn to enhance
Or
that.
if she thinks she hears them, she might want to have a tape recorder with her wherever she's
Exactly.
going, and then she can play the tape back and maybe understand the communication that way.
Sometimes you hear them that way. It's
Yeah.
called the EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. And another thing you can do is ask. If you can't hear, say, I can't hear you. Say these things out loud. Say, I can't, whoever's here, I can't hear you, but I know you're here. So give me a sign or show me something, or to let me know that you're here, or try to get my attention to a certain point that I know what you're trying to talk about.
Yeah. Or if you got the tape recorder, say what you want me to know on the tape recorder.
Yes.
I'll probably hear that.
Yes.
So, I mean, they could be, it feels to me like she wants to know if they're saying something that she needs to understand or know about. I don't think so. It's not like a warning type.
No, just
talk.
letting her know
it's
that
just,
they're there.
It's like probably saying thank you, or I used to be that way, or I used to clean that, or, just something. They're just talking.
Now, let me take this off
So
the
we're
screen.
doing the card pool now?
Yes.
Okay.
On Tuesday, you pulled the 2 cards.
I did.
For a change. And what this meant is things are going to move forward, and you need to work with them, go with them, to put everything that you have into motion to make things, take advantage of things as they're moving. So we had some activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
activity.
You had some things active in your life that you could or should have, or maybe did take advantage of, or get involved with and look at and partake in it, I guess is a better way to say it. So now let's see what is coming for between now and Tuesday, because having had the activity, I think what you're going to find is something that shows results coming, or that on
results from the activity.
Yes.
All right.
Or even if you didn't do anything from the things that go on. So go ahead and pull a card. Pick a card, any card.
Any card.
In no time do my fingers leave my hands.
I want the very end one.
Ooh, what's that? Uh-oh. So, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is good.
Uh-oh.
This is good. This is exactly what I was saying. Okay, we had the activity, moving forward, take part in things, get things going, use your all the tools at your disposal to do this. Now you're going to find that, let me see if I can make it so that it's readable.
Okay.
There.
Oh, there you go.
That little B, upside down B in the corner.
Well, we can't see the B.
No, it went crazy on me. I got too close. There. That's the best I can get it.
There's a B.
Now...
down here.
Now it's time to not do anything, to enjoy the fruits of what you did or didn't do. Get things, let things take their course now. Let them happen. Okay.
Now, why would you say that with that? Because isn't that the parent-child card? The rebirth card?
Well, if you're talking about that, but we're talking about the actual physical world part of it.
Was it upside down or right side up?
It was upside down,
okay,
which means it's like,
so it's not like birthing an idea. It's like stand back and let it happen, percolate a little bit more. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Wendy says, beautiful. Thank you for your comments on that. And Cynthia says, hi, I really didn't think I needed it,
but now think it would be good for my shoulder pain. Maybe get some of that wrinkle cream.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I know it works. I swear by the stuff. I wouldn't have Phil on here if it didn't. And by the way,
well, you haven't. You don't use the wrinkle cream. You only use the tincture and the topical.
Right. But I have to say this, so people know we didn't get paid for this. We get nothing from this. It's other than we want to get the word out to help people.
Yeah. And does it work for everyone? No, because I'm one of those people that can't take it. I have an allergy to THC, so it didn't. I couldn't take it.
Even though it's a trace amount.
It worked for me. It made my back pain go away.
Yeah.
But it caused something else because of the allergic reaction that I can't take it. But
yeah,
I loved it when it worked.
You know what I find odd today?
What?
Nobody's on here from
England,
the
UK,
European,
across the pond.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, Ireland isn't here. UK isn't
and we
here.
haven't heard from Jane for a while.
Well, no.
Maybe she's working.
Well, either that or maybe she's on holiday. I
Yeah.
don't know. But it is almost 2:30. So I think we have. Oh, the jokes. We got to do my jokes. It's joke time.
All right, I got to do this. You got to let me do this.
What have I got to do? Why do you do this to me, Skippy?
It reminds me of the Godfather. Remember, the guy said, Godfather calls the kid over and says, Damie, why you do this? All right.
It's time for Sha'ron's Joke of the Week.
I'm not going to talk about yeast, are we?
That was funny on Tuesday.
I know.
That is still a funny word.
I know.
Anyway, okay, here we go. Why does Piglet smell?
Wait a minute. Why does what?
Piglet smell.
Piglet?
Yeah, piglet.
Piglet smell?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Because he plays with poo.
You get last and
You know, people say that people say that for 15 years, but I just really think that it's really good. Also, I was on the computer looking at some stuff. Like, you know how you have to log in and then you have to pick password and all that stuff. Well, the password said I needed 8 characters, so I picked Snow White the Seven Dwarfs.
I figured that was
That's it, kid.
I have a tidbit for you guys.
You have a tidbit.
Yes. Whatever state you're in, you can look on how to find money that's owed to you. Right? It might be something that you haven't had as a refund you didn't receive, or money that you were owed that was turned over to the state. There are 2 spots. In Washington State, you can go to claimyourcash.org, type in your name, and any variations of it. Like if you use your initials, like BB Cooper, or John Cooper, or David Cooper, or whatever. Type that in, but you can also go to unclaimed.org if you're in other states. And if that doesn't work, just Google it.
It's amazing what you don't know is out there. And they will send, when you send notifications or proof that it's you, they will send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
Cynthia says that we're muffled.
I'm muffled. Only where I wear a muffler.
Mm.
But it happens.
Darn it. We got to go get that card.
And speaking of how we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. Oh, tonight's the mukbang, so whoever's involved in that little thing on Zoom, or you want to be involved in it, go to our website and check out the mukbang, and the only entry fee there is to buy a Psychic Spectrum mug that you can get at our store on the website. So
and then
we'll see you all tonight that are part of the mukbang.
And like our theme song says,
what a wonderful world. Love you, Daddy.
Yes, and we'll hope to see you guys on Tuesday, and thanks for listening and joining in.
Have a great Memorial Day.